So, hello everyone, and I have to share something. So, often at times I'm said that I'm quite commanding. So, I have decided to show what is command pattern. So, anyways, jokes aside, no one says me I'm commanding. Uh, I don't command them to say so. So, coming to the point, we will see today command pattern. So, what is command pattern? So, we will see command pattern like it's a tiny design pattern. As a design pattern, we will see command pattern, and it's a tiny design pattern, but still frequently used. So, how can I explain this one? You need a way to connect types that are really unrelated. So, design a command for them, and this is how command pattern exist came in. So, the command design pattern is quite similar to strategy design pattern, but with a key differences. While in the strategy pattern we focus on changing algorithms, so often at times we change the algorithm, how we operate, we work. Sometimes we take this path, sometimes we take this path, and that is how the strategy looks like. But within the command pattern, like within a command pattern we focus on the invocation of something. So on the on some other type, so we have a type and we have another type and we need to interact with them, so we take a command. So like, how can I explain this? So if I have a computer over here and this is a printer machine, so yeah, I'm way old now. I remember printer, and we fire a command from this point to this point, so from computer to a printer to get me a print, and the printer says okay, I'll get you a print. No need to interact, no need to chase any path, no need to chase any algorithm. The what do you say, printer might have its own algorithm to traverse from left to right printing or right to left printing. We don't care, we just care about the command, how they interact with each other. So this is about command in a gist. A command is commonly seen as a container. Okay, you put something like the info for a user interaction on the UI. Again, this is another example that you could click upon a login. So you have a form page, you have a login over here, you click at a login page and it fires a command. So your front end guys know better, so each click handler emits its own command and pass it as a command. Okay, you don't need to have the complexity related to click on the login action in the command, but simply the action itself. Another, if I wanted to pitch an example, then we can have an example. For example, like organic world would be a box of a delivery company. So like, let's take a random delivery company, and we can put anything in it, but the delivery company, we are interested in managing the box instead of contents directly. So this delivery company is responsible to manage box, it doesn't manage what is inside it. So I'm responsible just to put my content within this, and this delivery company would just deliver it. Cool, like that. The command pattern will be used heavily when dealing with channels. I'm going specific to Golang now here, although this pattern is not limited to Golang, but within the Golang we have channels. So dealing with channels, command pattern is heavily used, because you don't know what is within you. Okay, what happened? So what is coming from you, what's going away from you, but that can be handled with channels very well. We can put anything onto it, but if we need a response from a receiving side of a channel, a common approach is to create a command that has a second so response channel attached where we are listening. So A is passing, B is listening. Clean architecture within Golang. Other languages also can implement it one. Not a huge thing, not a huge deal. Again, I can talk much upon examples again, if you, to make sure we are on the same page. One good example I can recall is a multiplayer video game. where every stroke of each user can be sent as a command, you know, uh, to the rest of the users through the network. So if I'm playing PES or FIFA, then each kick can act as a command. So one player is kicking, one player is running behind. So this has a command of run, this has a command of kick, and multiple commands it follows. So again, one example, like multiple examples that I can take. I'll not go into multiple examples now, but again, we got it how what it is. But what is the objective? Why it has came into picture? What problem does it solve? So when using a command design pattern, we are trying to encapsulate some sort of action information in light package. That light package means a small package, I mean, that must be processed somewhere else. So I am having some command, I am at my controller over here. I'm still taking an example of game, okay? I'm at a controller over here, I have a small action, it's a small command, but I want this command to execute somewhere else. So this can be your PS5 or something else, where you play Xbox, PS5, anything. And it's similar to strategy pattern, okay? But in fact the command could trigger a pre-configured strategy somewhere else. So strategies, if you are getting confused or someone else in the interview or any place asks you what is the difference, so this strategy resides over here often at times, and the command is a pattern which you send from this point to this point. Obviously a command can trigger multiple strategies, but they are not equal. The following are the objectives from this design pattern, okay? I'll take a note here. So first objective, I can take a bullet point, okay, I don't know. So is to put some information in box, and just the receiver will open the box. Again, who will open this? Just receiver to open, and no content. We don't want any random person to open that and see the contents, okay? So that is the case. Next thing is we can delegate some action somewhere else. So consider this process to where you are generating a command over here. So the action is not executed here, although it is generated over here. What is stopping us to execute? Obviously the computation power. The computation power of controller is way less, or the computation power of your phone is way less. That is why AI servers or some other servers reside in the cloud, where you just send a small request and the server does its job. This in turn is a command. You say, hey, / generate an image, and it goes ahead and does the job. So behavior is also explained in the following diagram, okay? I have already drawn a diagram over here. I'll just close this one. Okay, I'll zoom it out for a while. Cool. What is this? So there we have a command interface. This. If I can just highlight it, no markers. Anyways, if no markers, then that's also fine. So we have a command interface here with get as a method of interface, okay? We have a type A and a type B. The idea is A and B implement the command interface to return themselves as an interface, okay? As now they implement command, okay? They are implementing command A and B both. Now A and B can travel through the functions, okay? Again, where the command is implemented, if you are asking if they are implementing this, they should have a get function. Cool. That is residing within the command handler. They can be used in command handler which doesn't care very much about the underlying type. Now, what do I mean? Now, see, A and B can travel through functions that handles command or stroke commands freely, but B can take an object from any command any command handler to unwrap it and take its B content as well as A command handler with its A content. So they are only limited to their content. So B pushes B content, A pushes A content, and they are responsible to go to their respective handler. So diamonds, circles. Cool. This was it, and you can have your handler working as expected. So if you're working as get, and this is get video, get file, so this can act accordingly, this can act accordingly. So this is a command pattern. This is quite simple, not very much, and yeah, and these are the objectives. Also, not to mention, if you wanted to know more of the design patterns, I have a repo over here which right now has these many patterns. It has creational, structural, behavior, and within creational you have multiple patterns. Structural you have multiple patterns. Right now 2 only, but I'm planning to add more. And behavior, multiple patterns. Command is something which I'm still working upon, and you see the this is quite straightforward repository, and you can contribute yourself to it. You can mark what all things you are done, whatever things are in progress. You can pick this up, you can contribute it. The contribution is very simple, it follows this structure, but still if you don't know how to contribute, I have a file over here, contributing.md. So if you're contributing, please see this, and yeah, you will get to know how to contribute, what to do and what not to do. And this was all about it. This is a weird start of design patterns, but if you wanted to see more of this, do let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.